Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Boat Podcast, your weekly rundown where we talk movies, TV, music, and video games, not necessarily in that order. My name is Mike. His name is Matt.
My name is Matt. His name is Mike. Thank you for joining us on the Media Boat Podcast. It's Christmas Eve, the eve of Christmas Eve, that is, December the 23rd, 2025. This is episode 518. And yeah, let's just get rolling into it. This is probably going to be a brief one. This is the dead zone of the year. So
Yeah,
let's
it
go
is. Like you
on.
said, it's Christmas Eve, the
Yep.
penultimate day of shopping, and for those of you who celebrate, Festivus.
Yeah.
So air your grievances while we air this news.
All
So
right.
we're going to start with the music section. Start the music section with the Billboard. Start the Billboard with the Hot 100. And the hottest song in the land are all Christmas songs, and 'tis the season.
Yep.
Because at number one, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, continuing to rack up that number one streak. At two is Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. Coming in at three, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, brought to you by Brenda Lee. At four, Last Christmas by Wham! And rounding out your top five, Santa Tell Me by the star of Wicked, Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
And the star of SNL this past weekend,
that's
Ariana
true.
Grande. As for your Billboard 200, your albums chart, at number one is still That Life of a Showgirl by Taylor Swift. At two, The Problem himself, Morgan Wallen. Coming in at three, Whatever Happened to the Streets by
Mhm.
21 Savage. At four, K-pop Demon Hunters by Media Boat favorite various artists.
Yep.
And rounding out your top five, Christmas, the album by Michael Bublé.
Yep.
If you like any of those albums, sucks to be you because you're only going to listen to Christmas music for the next week.
No new releases in music or video games this week. Nothing at all is coming out.
All right. Well, let's get into music news where, okay, we got to put a nail in the coffin here. YouTube will officially stop submitting its data to the US Billboard charts. It felt like an inappropriate pause, but trust me, it
Sure.
was not. So it will stop reporting next month due to a dispute over how streams are counted, according to an announcement Wednesday from the streamer's global head of music, Lyre Cohen.
I
At
I'm gonna
the thing
guess
is
it's not
Lear,
pronounced liar.
I'm pretty sure it's Lear,
Leor? I don't
Lear, like King Lear.
know. Yeah, very Shakespearean.
Yeah, like the Pokemon move, Liar,
Liar.
Lear.
Lear.
Yeah. At the center of the issue is the methodology by which Billboard counts paid/subscription versus ad supported, aka the free streams. While Billboard updated its chart rules on Monday to upgrade ad free supported streams, increasing from one to three, which it was, to one to two and a half. And those two and a half ad support streams now equal one paid subscription stream. YouTube has long argued that they should be weighed equally. Billboard, which frequently updates chart methodology, see when Spotify came into the news 10 years ago, has stated that it does not consider all streams to be equal and that some streams are two-fifths of a listen,
Oof.
arguing that a person hearing a clip playing in the background of a video is not the same as a person seeking out a song on Spotify. It applies similar weighting to other streaming services.
So this is a problem, I think, on both sides. It's a problem with YouTube because of the way that they've treated videos and music differently over the years. It used to be like, oh, like our music streaming is over here in this siloed off thing. Oh, well, now it's not anymore. Now you can find our music streaming stuff in your regular YouTube premium subscription. So, what's the difference then? So, Billboard, was thinking of it as a music streaming service, which is
Hmm.
why they did it the way they did it. They were thinking, like, well, if we're doing free Spotify streams that are different than paid Spotify streams because it's ad supported, well, then the same one size fits all solution for YouTube as well. So yeah, it's a problem on both sides. It's like YouTube needs to figure out how to cordon off their music if they want it to count, and then Billboard needs to figure out how to treat YouTube if they're going to be a different kind of game than the streaming services. They're just going to be stubborn like that. They're going to exist in this weird between zone.
It's not like Billboard can just create a new chart for music videos because that's what they're streaming on YouTube,
But it's
the
not just
videos
that,
compared to
right?
the YouTube music section, which is streaming music.
Yeah, but it's not just that though, because YouTube streams, this suggests that like even if it's like commentary on a song, that song is playing. And so it counts as at least a portion of a stream. So again, it's weird just because YouTube is weird, like how it treats music.
I mean, YouTube also treats its creators weird because it used to be based on views, then it's
Yeah,
based on length, then it's based on time attentiveness.
right. It's that they can't figure out how to make the most money off of it is the
No,
is
no,
the
no,
thing.
no, wrong. They can't figure out how to give away the least amount of money
Well,
while
yeah.
retaining the most amount of money.
Oh, trust me, I know you're right. I was talking about YouTube's money, not the creators. No,
Oh,
they're
sorry.
not
Yes.
concerned with the creators' money. Like that's the thing. That seems to be the uniting force between all this. So yeah, I thought it was interesting because it actually is a combination of two stories. Because as it mentions, Billboard did change their rules, and YouTube was still just like, doesn't matter. We're we're still mad at you.
All right. Well, let's end the music section here on a better note, as earlier today, Taylor Swift announced she'll be giving $1 million to Feeding America.
I didn't see that. That was a backup story, but I felt like this one was a little bit more relevant. But yeah.
And in that one sentence, covers everything you need to know about that story.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all you need to know is that Taylor Swift occasionally gives money to good causes, and this is an example.
Yes. So everyone who's like bashing on her because Billie Eilish was saying stuff a month ago, here's your $1 million comeuppance.
Well, again, Taylor has never like has always been somebody who is able to give money to a cause. It's just that some people would prefer that she says words about it too at the same time. And, I get it, but at the same time, we can't just expect these people to like just go out of the woodwork every single time something goes wrong. Like I feel like there's arguments for both, but it's a too complicated of an issue to get into here.
That's very easy. See, when Taylor Swift is not in the news, people need to be asking, where's Taylor Swift?
Yeah, the Poochie, it's Poochie syndrome is what we're looking
Exactly.
at. Anyways,
Anyways, that's a reference for you, all you 30-year-olds out there.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Anyways,
Hmm.
yeah, that's good news. Did you listen to anything?
No.
Well, that's okay. Since there's no new releases, I know what you all should be listening to this upcoming weekend.
Oh,
It is our end of the year lists.
yes.
So, as is tradition here on the Media Boat Podcast, after Christmas is done and you've unwrapped all your presents, you can each day unwrap a new podcast from us. A new special episode wrapping up the end of the year in music, video games, TV, and movies. Not necessarily in that order, but
No.
actually, yes, in that order.
Well, I mean, they can choose to listen to them in any order that they want. We're not stopping them.
Well, yes, but you can listen to them once they're all out. Then you can choose whatever order you want to listen to.
Yeah,
Or if you want to
exactly.
hold off and like listen to them all at the end because you're living in the future and you can listen to them right now.
Yeah, something like that.
But we'll have all of those of you available to listen this upcoming weekend because no new releases. So listen
Yeah.
to us instead. All right, let's get into video games where we have no releases.
No releases. No.
All right, so let's get into the news proper with Larian CEO Sven Vink. Vinke? Vince.
Sure,
Vink.
something like that.
V.
Yeah, get ready to this news story is a little preview about what to expect the discourse to be next year because this is only the beginning. This opened a can of worms in the video game discourse this past week, and it's only gotten worse. So get ready, strap in, because you're going to hear a lot about this.
All right, so Larian CEO has been forced to respond to online backlash following confirmation that the studio was using generative AI to explore early game ideas. Speaking to Bloomberg following its big The Game Awards reveal of Divinity, Vink confirmed the studio was using AI, quote, to explore ideas, flesh out PowerPoint presentations, develop concept art, and write placeholder text, close quote, but insisted that no AI generated content will make it into the final game and that everyone at the company is more or less okay with the way we're using it. Close quote. The comments obviously drew criticism from players and former developers on social media, prompting Larian's CEO to post a follow up statement on his own. Quote, holy fuck, guys. We're not pushing hard for or replacing concept artists with AI. We have a team of 72 artists, of which 23 are concept artists, and we're hiring more. The art they create is original, and I'm very proud of what they do. I was asked explicitly about content art and our use of Gen AI. I answered that we use it to explore things. I didn't say that we use it to develop concept art. The artists do that. And they needed world class, and they needed world class artists. Close quote.
Okay, shot and now chaser. Read the second story.
All right. Whew. The Grassroots funded Indie Game Awards has retracted its Game of the Year. That's right. If you voted for Clair Obscura Expedition 33, that vote no longer counts because after it said that game developer Sandfall Interactive admitted to using generative AI. Because organizers 6-1 Indie have a strict no AI stance. As a result, the award has been handed to Game of the Year and debut game to the previous second place titles, which was Blueprints for Game of the Year and Sorry, we're closed for debut game.
So, like I said, the Larian CEO's comments open a can of worms, and you cannot put the worms back in that can. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Like they're crawling all over the place, and they've escaped. They've breached containment. Here's basically what's going on. It's a tale of two studios that both used generative AI in their conceptual stage, but went about it in two very different ways. Like obviously, Mr. Vink here doesn't seem to have a problem with talking about it in interviews. He was very clear about it. But then, of
Mhm.
course, walked it back when people got angry at him. But at the same time, wasn't really walking it back because he admitted that they still do use it. So it makes you rethink that quote in the original quote that says everybody at the company is more or less okay with the way we're using it. According to whom? Himself? Because it doesn't sound like it would be a popular choice. Of course,
It's
then,
it's also, I
yeah,
mean, to bounce off that, where it's being used, because
yeah,
in the comments, it's PowerPoint presentations, it's placeholder text, it's we'll get to this later, or I need something here to show presenters or to show people up top
right,
what's going to happen, what it will be.
yeah.
But,
So
that's also why there's hire artists to create that
on the
into the
flip
studio.
side, then you have Sandfall, who maybe intelligently or maybe not, depending on how you look at it, did not mention the AI use at all in any interviews prior to anything happening with Game of the Year awards. So yes, it swept these awards because no one had known that they used AI. I mean, so when the reveal
Yeah,
happened,
but
it
there's
was
there's a
after.
little slight tinge there though, because the AI that uh was it Claire Obscura used, Sandfall Interactive used,
Mhm.
was for textures, basic textures in the background, which was patched out 5 days later after it was pointed out after release.
Yeah, but it was still there because the thing is
Yes.
that even if you use it in the conceptual stage, they are not counting that. Like that's what this organization that runs the indie game awards
Right.
equivalent
And that
has
is
said.
their line in the sand.
Yeah.
If I mean
So
any use of
yeah,
AI, line drawn. Did
right,
you use AI? Even a little bit. There's the line. You crossed it. Um, reward
right.
rescinded. It's
Yeah.
just that's it. Like at least they have a line. At least they're not like being wishy-washy between, oh, well, I guess it's okay because they patched it out.
Well, that's the question, right? And that's
Hmm.
kind of what the discourse has now become. Is from now on, where is the line? Like, how much is too much? Is any at all unacceptable? As more studios get bigger and bigger and have CEOs that are tech minded and want to try it out, are they going to force people in the development team to use it, regardless of their own individual feelings about it? Just this week, another developer shouted out, people at CD Projekt Red. Leadership said, of course, of Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher fame,
Hmm.
said that they are also actively looking at using generative AI in their planning phases. So already you got another one admitting to it. It's the dominoes are falling. Like this is just going to be either a thing that just becomes ubiquitous, or hopefully, if people are loud enough about it, gets slowly torn down, like we're seeing in other industries. It's just that, yeah, it's the media's job now, video game media's job to make sure that they're loud about this so that way studios don't just think like, oh, well, we can get away with it because look, Game of the Year award winner at the Game Awards, Expedition 33 did it. So why? So we can too. So the door is open. And it's, yeah, it's going to require some quick acting. Because, yeah, people who make games came out in droves over the past week to talk about how this is not a good idea. Because even in the planning stages, even when you're doing concept art, that concept art means more when it's coming from an actual person who was hired to do concept art. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
what is the tool they're using? Well, it doesn't matter. Do they need to use that tool? Did they need to use that tool 2 years ago, 3 years ago when they were working on a different video game? Probably not. Did they need that when they were learning how to do concept art, like when they were training to be a professional artist? Well, then why do they need it now? Like, what
Well,
what is
that's
the
the
road here?
key step here is that
Yeah,
AI, generative AI, learns from existing material on the internet, not from the person
yeah,
inputting the data into the
right,
AI.
right.
So
So what's the
the
odds? Yeah,
yeah, so they're taking and so the tool that they're using, even if it's just as a tool that it's being used and spitting out images, concept art based on other existing creative work because
yeah.
AI tool does not have original thoughts.
So that's
Yet
yeah.
there's a singularity that's going to come because of it.
I don't know. But yeah, that's a good point that you bring up because another part of this discussion has been, well, there's a lot of lawyers that are like basically saying, "Hey, no, I'm sorry, even if you want to use these tools, we can't let you because of the risk of violating other people's copyright." Like it's so common. Like they just want to
Mhm.
keep away from that as far as possible so they don't go into legal hot water. So if you have your legal team telling you that, you'd think that this wouldn't be a good idea. But, that it's a siren call to a certain kind of tech bro, and they follow it, even though it's probably a bad idea long term. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. It's a big story, and this is only the beginning of it. I mean, I didn't even get to, talk about like, oh, the difference between like, oh, if you delete it or if you leave it in the game. Well, if you leave it in the game, that's a whole nother discussion, right? Because it's like, well, well, there it is. Like everybody can spot this, and then your game is going to be looked at differently. It's like, yeah, it's brutal.
Yep. But yeah, AI in video games has been a big topic over the course of this past year.
Yeah.
But will it be our story of the year? You're going to have to tune in this weekend to find out.
You'll have to tune in.
All right. Have you played anything, or are we just going to go right into television?
No, no, I haven't had time. I'm working on my end of the year music playlist, which is taking literally all of my time. Like,
Right,
so,
all 1,200 albums that you listen to?
and 208, but yes.
Okay, yes. 1,200 songs then. All right,
Not
let's
quite.
get right into television, where we start with the sports corner. And we're going to kick off with your Christmas watch day right off the bat here. Because, hey, after you're done opening presents and you don't want to talk to your family, good news, sports will be on all day long. So if you want to go over onto Netflix, you can watch the eliminated Cowboys take on the eliminated Commanders,
Snore.
or you could watch the playoff hopeful Lions take on the eliminated Vikings. But not to be confused with the nightcap where you have to go over to Prime Video to watch the playoff bound Broncos take on the eliminated and Patrick Mahomes Chiefs. Also, now there might be Gardner Minshewless Chiefs as well because
Yeah.
he got hurt too.
Yeah. Also, a Chiefs team that will looks like will be moving stadiums sometime in the future. I saw that today.
Yes, that was a today news. That is a
Yeah.
proposal that is
Yeah.
not confirmed, that is not passed, but I'm, it's going to pass,
We'll
which
see.
then
Yeah.
they become the Missouri Chiefs.
Well, I mean, can't there is a Kansas City in Missouri, so close enough.
Yes. But if you don't want football, we have all day basketball, starting with the Cavaliers versus your NBA Cup champion, Knicks. That's right. The New York Knicks have actually won something. It's the NBA Cup presented by Emirates, yeah, the Emirates Airlines,
Yeah, something.
but it's something.
It's
Although
something
do
dot
note that
JPEG.
it is something not chafing, but also do note that after they won the cup, the owner is quoted as saying, "Yeah, we have no plans to raise a banner to this."
It's not that big of a deal.
One, it's not that big of a deal. Two, the one that really matters is the final game of the year, not this mid-tournament thing.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're a fan of the Knicks, the first time in 80, not 80 years, but 40 years, they've actually won something of note.
Yeah.
We also have in basketball the Spurs versus the reigning NBA champions, Thunder. You also have Mavericks versus the Warriors, Rockets versus the LeBrons, because he always plays on Christmas Day,
Yeah.
and Timberlakes versus the Nuggets. Those are your, sorry, Timberwolves. I don't have
Timberlakes.
Timberlakes.
Their whole team of Justins.
This just did. I messed that up. Yes, the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets. All your basketball needs can be watched on ABC and ESPN. But if you want to watch hockey, well, all teams are playing on ESPN Plus. All hockey teams. I don't know. I'm missing NHL here. I'm missing that up.
You were all over the place in this
I'm
writing
bouncing
this
around here.
sports
Yes,
corner.
for some reason or another, NHL games, everyone's gonna be playing. Literally every team, except you can only watch it on ESPN Plus. If you don't have ESPN Plus, you can't watch hockey on Christmas
Weird.
unless you're going to the game
Yeah.
or to a sports bar or to your friend's house.
So actually, there's a lot of options
Well, yes, but even if you go to any of those places, you're still going to be able to watch it on ESPN
on
Plus.
ESPN Plus. Yeah.
All right. So that's your Christmas Day lineup set.
Okay.
Uh, real brief recap for the NFL. Your playoff bound teams confirmed for the playoffs are Patriots, Rams, Broncos, Eagles, Bills, Jaguars, Chargers, Bears, Seahawks, and 49ers. That's right. If you're paying attention there, all but one of the NFC West teams are in the playoffs. The Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners
Wow.
officially punched their ticket, but because they're all so close in wins, no one has technically clinched that division yet. Um, it may and it might end up whoever wins that division also gets that first round bye. So watch that space next week when we get the game that's going to flex out uh, to the Sunday night game for the final week of the year.
How likely? I haven't watched any football this year, but I saw somebody mention this and I was like, that seems crazy. How likely is a Battle of LA?
Oh, very likely,
Very.
especially because the Rams are very good
Hmm.
and the Chargers are getting on a hot streak right now.
Interesting. Okay.
But it's always whatever team stays healthy,
Yeah.
which is why the Chiefs are eliminated.
Yeah,
Speaking of
yeah,
teams that are
exactly.
eliminated,
Yeah.
Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Vikings, Giants, Commanders, Cowboys, Raiders, Chiefs, Titans, Browns, Bengals, Jets, and Dolphins officially eliminated. Bye bye. Your postseason begins in 2 weeks.
Well, I
Unless
mean,
you're injured, in
yeah.
which case you can start right now.
I guess the good news is that we will get a new Super Bowl winner, then no matter what this year, which is good after the last
N-
three 3 years.
no, the Eagles are playoff bound,
Oh, well, okay.
and they did win last year.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
true. That's true.
That's true.
Uh, so for the NFL, the AFC and NFC, North and South, are the only divisions left to remain undecided in who will be going to the playoffs.
Okay.
Everyone else is either playoff bound or eliminated. Those are the only four that have something to play for these are the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any MLB news? I don't
I
think
mean, trades
so.
continue to happen, but they're a little lower key. Like we mentioned last week, I think the big blockbuster deals might be over. But hey, we've said that in previous years and been surprised, so keep an eye out.
Yep. All right. Over in the D League, your college football, we have your first round winners from the college playoffs. Oregon, Ole Miss, Miami, and Alabama. This means your second round matchups will be happening all on New Year's Day. Well, one on New Year's Eve, the rest on New Year's Day. So for the Cotton Bowl, we have Miami versus the Ohio State. Your Orange Bowl will consist of Oregon versus Texas Tech. The
Delicious.
Rose Bowl will be Alabama versus number one Indiana. And your Sugar Bowl will be Ole Miss versus Georgia. Winner of those games will then go on to play in the semifinals before the final game of the year.
Yep.
And that's your sports.
All right. Cool. Well, I hope everybody who enjoys their Christmas sports spectacular has a good time. Meanwhile, though,
You know I will.
I know you will. But meanwhile, a sport that we like to follow is the Academy Awards,
Well,
and
all
they're
award seasons, but
yes,
yes.
yes, but
It all culminates in the Academy Awards.
it looks like there's a major change coming in the far off horizon to where you can see the Oscars telecast. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences said Wednesday that YouTube, yes, YouTube, signed a multi-year deal for the exclusive global rights to the Oscars. The Oscar telecast will move from broadcasting to streaming in 2029. That is a long time from now, and run through at least 2033. YouTube evidently outbid ABC, who has had the telecast for a while now, and other suitors, though the details of the deal were not immediately available. So, yeah, in 2029, you will be tuning into YouTube just like the Game Awards to watch the Academy Awards. It's a weird idea.
I mean, I still tune into twitch.tv to watch the Game Awards.
Well,
And this actually works out kind of in the best interest for everyone who cut the cord. Ye were right. 19 years later.
yeah, way after that was a thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it also I think that it makes sense for the Academy if they want to really push the global, because YouTube is available pretty much everywhere, and not the case for ABC or even Disney Plus. So YouTube gets the accessibility question answered. It also potentially might bring in a younger audience, which is also something they've been pushing for, as long as they, maintain that the show is worth watching. Um, the worry here, of course, is, well, does the prestige lose a little bit of its glamour if it moves to a streaming network? Also, what do the actual people who make movies in Hollywood think about their big night being on a streaming platform? Something that big directors like Steven Spielberg have been railing against for the last 5 years. Makes you think.
For for them, I say now everyone gets a chance to shine because you're no longer beholden to being out after 3.5 hours on the dot.
Yeah.
Give me all the awards. Don't
Yeah.
skimp on them. In fact, bring them all together. Creative arts, get in here. We've been Governor's Ball, get in here.
Do you
We've been
really?
catching you to the side for far too long. Now we have a 12-hour show like was always properly intended.
No, I don't want that. I'm sorry. I don't want that at all.
Well, you don't have to watch the whole 12 hours, but because it's on YouTube, it can be broadcasted for
Yeah.
12 hours straight, non-stop coverage. We're not going to a commercial break. No, instead we're going to go kick it over to Dude Perfect and see what they're up to.
No, no, please don't. Please don't do that. Please. No, dude, perfect. All right. Well, there you go. Obviously, it'll be a while until this happens, so anything can happen between then
You're
and
right.
now. So
YouTube may not exist by 2029.
find that harder to believe. All right, let's move on. Did you watch any television this week?
Yes, Pluribus ends this upcoming week, so I will talk about the
Okay.
finale next week.
Okay.
Same with Culinary Class Wars. I don't know. It depends if they drop all of them next week
Yep.
because they might not, depending on how they release schedule. So I may or may not talk about that, but still watching that.
Okay.
And those are really new, kind of new shows. Everything else is like old hat right now.
Yeah, we pretty much finished everything we had, and so now we've moved on to an old show. We are watching Mad Men. I had never watched it before. We started from the
It got
beginning.
you. It
It
got
got
you.
me. It's good.
The
It's
ads.
good.
What is it? That's Netflix, I think, is pushing it now.
Yes, Netflix is pushing it right now, and so we
Yeah.
jumped into it. And yeah, I get it now. I get it. Everybody was right. Fine. I'm only a decade, almost a decade late, but I'm getting there. All right, let's move on to
Yeah, I don't know
cancellations and
why John Hamm's
renewals.
being pushed hard because like Mad Men's being
Yeah,
pushed hard there, and Your Friends and Neighbors being pushed hard on Apple TV Plus,
because
and for some reason the TikTok thing where everyone's going like this and he's dancing, that's from
does
that show, but
yeah
people don't know it's from that show, but it's subliminally suggesting it's from that show.
does John Hamm need a paycheck? Is he okay?
Well, he did do all those ads asking why does he not have a show on Apple TV Plus,
Oh yeah,
and now he finally has
now
a
he
show.
has one.
So
Yeah,
I guess he made it happen
I don't know. We'll find out.
through the
All right.
power of advertising, which is a very
Yeah,
John Hamm
John
thing
Hamm
to
thing to do.
do.
Yeah, there you go. On brand. All right,
Yes.
let's move on to cancellations and renewals.
When am I no longer watching?
You're no longer watching NCIS Tony and Ziva, which, by the way, was a Paramount Plus show, in case you didn't know.
It,
Canceled after one season.
it was a spin-off
It's a
show.
spinoff.
Come on.
The Last Frontier also canceled after one season on Apple TV.
It was its last season.
Yep. The Worst Trip Around the World has been renewed at Hulu for a second season.
Boom. So
This is the name.
wait, so that mean the next show's gonna be the worster trip around the
Yeah,
world?
the
The
even
worstest?
worse trip around the
It
world
has
is
to
the
be,
name.
right?
Yeah, I guess so. You have to one up themselves. Um, Unless it's a slightly better trip around the world. That could happen. Um, all right, this is the name of the show. I'm not trying to do an accent here. Sistas on BET is getting a 10th season.
This is Tyler Perry's production company.
Got it.
So but
Have
this is
I?
Tyler Perry's sisters then.
Yeah, probably. Have I got
Or sorry,
news for
Tyler Perry
you?
presents Sisters.
Yes. Have I got news for you? A show on CNN is getting a fourth season. Ha ha, you clowns. Which is fun to say. We'll get a second season on Adult Swim. And Last Samurai Standing will get a second season on Netflix.
Which I believe is an actual TV show and not a series competition.
Yes, I believe you're right, even though it sounds like it is. All right, let's move on. I'm going to add a death real quick that you don't have in the world of video games. This just happened yesterday, so I might as well, since I'm talking about
Mhm.
it, I will talk about it. Yes, Vincent Pella, age 55, game developer, most famous for working on the Call of Duty games back when they were starting with Call of Duty 4. Vincent Pella was very instrumental in making that series what it became eventually, especially the multiplayer content and making that the thing that became the obsession of the Xbox era between Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 and that kind of streak of games. He later would leave to form Respawn Entertainment, which of course was responsible for the Titanfall games and Apex Legends, which is a product that he was still working on until his untimely death in a car crash this past week. So yeah, real rough one and real young. Was very involved and everybody says was a very like strong leader and visionary for those multiplayer shooters that he made. And Apex Legends was a huge hit for EA. I mean, it seemed like it was working out. So it's really sad that they lose one of their creative leads by such a random freak accident.
Yeah, whenever something like that happens, it shocks out of nowhere. 55, young.
Yeah, for sure. We also have James Ransone, also young, age 46, was an actor in The Wire.
Yeah, that one was also so sudden death as
Mhm.
well.
And then also a trifecta of young ones. Greg Biffle, age 55, a NASCAR driver.
The Biff, as he was known to NASCAR fans, uh, technically, I don't think he ever won a race, but always a fan favorite racing around the track. I know he was one of my favorites, just because he's Biff going around the track there. But helicopter crash.
Oh,
I believe him and his family happened on Saturday morning.
oh, that's really rough, especially
Yeah.
to have the whole family.
Hmm.
Oof.
Yeah. A
Well,
lot of rough ones.
our hearts go out to all the families of these three. Real sad stuff. Especially right before the holidays. But because it is the holidays, we're going to move on and hopefully talk about some more happier news, including movies, where we're going to talk
Well,
about the
you can
weekend
be
box
happy.
office.
You can be happy.
Yeah,
I will not
I
be
am.
happy.
Because I was right to, let's say, well, you actually made the call first, so this is your
Oh,
fault.
yes. I know. I
But
don't
I
want to
am
blame
more
but
than
myself.
happy to for you to hand me the your last loss of the year. Thank you. I will take that. Actually, no, you have one more. You have
I
one
have
more
one more,
week
but I
to try
can't
to
top
get
you.
one.
All right,
You
double or
can.
nothing, right?
No, we're not doing that. No, because your number one movie, even though it was Avatar Fire and Ash, as of course it was, it did not live up to the expectations set by the previous two Avatar films and had, I guess, for what Avatar, like as pertains to Avatar movies, a disappointing opening weekend question mark. Um, I guess when you're
You
comparing
say
to,
that, but this is so it made $89 million
yeah,
opening
89.
weekend. Avatar also made $90 million opening weekend
Okay.
back in 2009.
Yeah. I mean, that money, of course, is different. That's a lot more now with
Mhm.
inflation. So yeah, 89 did not even set any records this year. It was outdone by several movies. But that was your number one movie this week. And yeah, it'll continue making money as the holiday weekend comes up, and then as we get into the new year. That's not a question. I don't think this means that Avatar is suddenly a failure, but it does mean that yes, I win because I guess that under 130, which now seems like an insane number, but what are you gonna do?
To be fair, we did say, can it match Avatar 2?
And it
But
didn't.
we also said it didn't have the 13-year gap hype
Yeah.
for Avatar 2.
I think it's that. Also, I think that, yeah, like, I think that we've seen a little bit of I don't know, like a little sluggish holiday season, weirdly enough, even though it's been a pretty strong year overall for the box office.
I mean, not a lot of people have money to go out and see movies. Terrors.
Well, part of it. That's definitely part of it for sure. Your number two movie was David, which
This
premiered to
is your
$22 million.
biblical movie about David.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think David ate a little bit of Avatar's money here? It looks like it. What do you think?
No, I think this was David going up against Goliath,
Goliath.
which is funny because David did not beat Goliath famously
No,
in that story.
no.
And
Well,
as such,
except he did.
David did not famously beat Avatar in this box office.
Guess, yeah. It's in the Bible. Look it up. Number three, The Housemaid made $19 million in its first week. And number four, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants made $15 million in its first week. A lot of premieres. Number five, Zootopia 2, $14 million this week. That's at 283 million, continuing its hot streak. And then, in case you were watching for limited releases, I'm not even sure why this is on there when this doesn't go wide
It's a
until
top
this
five.
week.
It was the top 10.
I guess so. Number nine, Marty Supreme, a little in early previews, got 875K. So, but yeah, look for actual numbers for Marty Supreme next week.
Right. Unlike your other release that we talked about, Is This Thing On, which made $200,000.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So, upcoming this week, only one Christmas release is on our calendar besides Marty Supreme. That's technically a Christmas Eve, Christmas Day thing.
Yeah.
So, that is technically out this week. But also the remake of Anaconda.
Not the
Sure.
Nicki Minaj song.
No, thank God. She's in the news this week, but I'm not talking about that. All right. Let's move on to some movie news.
Do we all
Where,
put a number on it or not?
no, I don't know. Is it even number one? No, because it's going to be Avatar.
All right, I'll
Again,
put Anaconda up there then.
you are
Insane.
out of your
Yes, we've already
mind, but
established that on this.
you are out of your mind. No, no, Avatar will be number one again. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? But sure, bet it all on one last wrong
Hey,
answer.
I am Aaron Rodgers at the end of the game, chucking it 60 yards downfield, Hail Mary
Uh,
style.
yeah, and just like Aaron Rodgers, no one will catch
Fuck it, Devontae's down there.
that. All right, let's move into some movie
Fuck
news.
it, Jack Black's down there. He's gonna save me.
Yeah, no, Jack Black can't save you now.
All
All
right,
right,
let's wrap this up,
Peanuts. We're going
which
to talk
is
about
my
the
score
Peanuts.
of the box
Yeah,
office. Yes.
but it's also the name, of course, of the enduring and endearing, both are applicable here, franchise that brought us Charlie Brown and Snoopy. Well, Sony Pictures Entertainment and Sony Music Entertainment Japan announced that they entered into a definitive agreement with Canadian media company Wildbrain to indirectly acquire all of the 41% stake held by Wildbrain in Peanuts Holding LLC. Sony will pay Canon $630 Canadian.
Yes.
Sorry, $630 million Canadian, not just $630. That'd be weird.
I don't know. That transaction might actually work out like that.
Maybe.
Inflation.
To Wild Brain for the 41% stake, or roughly 457 American million dollars. As the result of the transaction, SMEJ, that's Sony Music Entertainment Japan, and Sony Pictures Entertainment will indirectly own 80% of Peanuts Holdings, while the members of the family of Charles M. Schultz will continue to own the remaining 20%. The ownership rights to Peanuts and the management of its business continue to be handled by Peanuts Worldwide, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Peanuts Holdings LLC. Of course, as we all know about these kind of purchases. That's as of right now subject to change in the future because
Mhm.
obviously where the money is coming from has the final word. So yeah, this is kind of worrying potentially for long term, like how much will the Schultz family still have of a say going forward in the future? Will we get a blowout of Peanuts stuff that we didn't expect out of this deal? Are they going to have more money to do more movies? Is this maybe a good thing? What happens to the Apple TV deal, where right now all of their series right now are on pretty much on exclusively on Apple TV, including the Christmas special? I don't
And
know.
they just signed a new 5-year deal with
Right.
Apple TV to continue having the Peanuts on there.
I mean, the nice thing is that this is Sony, so that means that it's not going to be pulled off and going and put it on a different streaming network because famously, Sony doesn't have one of those. RIP
Rip
Crackle.
Crackle.
So yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't know. We love the Peanuts here, and it would be sad to see them get worse.
I think the little caveat here is the Sony Entertainment Japan, which means they want
Yeah.
this international stake because Snoopy, while substantial in merchandising in the US, huge
Yeah. I mean,
overseas.
yeah, he's a little cute guy. They love little
International
cute guys.
icon.
Yeah.
Japan, China, just the entire Asian market
Yeah.
of Snoopified.
Yeah, cute little guys. Everybody
Yeah,
loves a cute little
and
guy.
Woodstock. Yeah,
Yeah, Woodstock.
that's where that's the really international money. And yes, I don't think the estate and family members of Charles M. Schultz will ever give up that 20%.
No, no.
So at least they will have that.
At least as long
But
as there's somebody's alive.
yes,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, mainly it's just a money moving thing, and I guess Wild Brain needed to sell, or
or something.
$457 million is enough to say, okay, someone at the top say, okay, I will take that money and run with it.
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
All right.
interesting. Interesting nonetheless. All
Yep.
right. Well, that'll do it. That's our story. You watched a movie though. Do you want to talk about that real fast?
Yes. So I mentioned last week I was going to watch Avatar Fire and Ash because I had tickets to watch it.
Yeah, what happened?
And then I got sick. So I did not watch it. Instead, I watched Weapons, the
Weapons.
film everyone was talking about over the course of the summer and saying it was so great that it was going to end up on everyone's end of the year list. It has ended up on several end of the year lists that I've seen. So I figured, okay, what the hell? I'll give it a watch.
Sure.
It's good. I liked it. I
Okay.
liked it more than I thought I was going to.
Okay.
It is still weird in some places, like people
Sure.
say on the internet.
Yeah.
It is still kind of creepy. It is still kind of drama, but at the very end, it does skew a whole lot into the horror side to where I was like, oh, you had me and then you lost me. You went
uh,
too horror for me. So ultimately, I was like, okay, I liked where it was going and the mystery buildup in this town of the missing children. But then once it got to the back half and like they had to put a result on screen, I was like,
yeah.
okay, I can agree with your result and how you got there, but I don't necessarily have to like the way you got here.
Yeah. Fair. Fair enough.
That's ultimately where I landed up. So I was trying to watch it to try and fill out that number 5 spot on my end of the year list.
Yeah.
So, mild spoiler, it is not a top 5 movie, but you know what is? You tuning in to listen to find out what is on my top 5 end of the year list
It's true. Like we said earlier in the podcast, those will be up next or this week,
this weekend.
this coming weekend. So stay tuned to our feeds on YouTube or our podcast feed to tune in to our wrap up specials. In the meantime, that'll
And
be it for this
oh,
edition of the Media Boat podcast. So we'll be back next week for a regular episode as well as all those wrap up episodes. So stay tuned and watch those feeds and hopefully enjoy your holidays with us.
yes, be safe, be cozy, stay healthy,
Yes.
enjoy the holidays with those around you. And if you have no one else around you, listen to us. We'll be
Yeah.
here
Tell your
talking
friends.
We're all friends here. If you want to say how much of a friend you are, you can email us at
That's true.
mediaboatpodcast@gmail.com. But until then, we'll be back next time with more news, more thoughts, and more of us.
All right.
Okay, bye.